Howdy, folks. Today we're looking at Youngblood Deluxe #1 from 2025 in Image Comics. For as many copies as the original run of Youngblood sold, and it sold a lot of comics, the original run was nevertheless a disappointment for its creator. The scripting for that debut was especially singled out as being, in Liefeld's own words, a disaster, and so he later took the opportunity to revisit the series with a new scripter. Our specimen today, despite being a new comic book, presents material originally released in 2008, when Liefeld sought out Joe Casey to give the book's off-the-line script a once-over. That's not the only change, however. The flipbook format of the original run has been abandoned, with the material from both halves of the comic integrated into a single story, along with selected material from Youngblood Zero. It reads better, sure, but there's still an immense amount of story here, with a massive number of characters all screaming at once. I've read this material a number of times over the years for my sins, and while it's certainly the most coherent version of this story that exists, there's still way too much going on. The most basic problem with Youngblood today is still the same problem as 33 years ago. Rob Liefeld has a lot of ideas, so many ideas. Some of those ideas are good. I'd argue that the core premise of the team is quite sound, even prescient. The decision to split the saga between multiple squads, showing both a public face defined by exposure to mass media and celebrity culture, as well as a more clandestine group tasked with crucial Black Ops missions, is interesting and well ahead of its time. But as it is, we're introduced to 12 new main characters in the course of this issue, to say nothing of a third Youngblood team introduced in the prologue, dispatched by a super menace named Darkthorn with 2 N's and not seen again. For its sins, the original version of Youngblood #1 did begin by introducing a viewpoint character we were supposed to follow as he was introduced to the world alongside us, Shaft, who appears here on page 7. The mid-aughts era scripting hasn't been updated, meaning that he's still dating a Maxim cover model, a cursed sequence of words that probably doesn't mean anything if you're under 30. This is presumably Liefeld's preferred version of the story, and it's interesting for that reason as a director's cut, so to speak, of a significant comic book from a significant creator. But you should still also have a copy of the original to compare and contrast.